Hello and good evening. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Workforce Solutions community conversation around our community workforce plan. This is a workshop, and so we are going to ask you to listen to the presentation and to join into the conversation and provide your input and your ideas. We'd love for you to stay active in the chat this evening. Any comments or questions that you have, we'll be monitoring as we go throughout our conversation. So workforce development is a critical part of a strong economy. I think we all know that. And Workforce Solutions of the Capital Area's mission is to lead in the development of a world-class workforce. And their vision is that all people are productive and that our entire region is prosperous. So today we are discussing the third strategy of the community workforce plan. This is the community's plan. So that means that it belongs to all of us. And we so appreciate your participation and your input. I'm Sharonda Robinson, and I am your moderator this evening. I want to share with you the agenda for today's conversation. And so do a little bit of introduction of the folks that you have here from Workforce Solutions. We'll go over a brief presentation because we really want everyone to understand what the strategy and tactics are that are included in the community's plan related to placement. We would love an opportunity to engage with you. And through the Q&A portion, you can give us your feedback, ask questions, provide comments and insights. And then we want to wrap up the meeting with next steps and ask you to give us any insights that you may have about how we can improve this process. So I think most of us are familiar with the Zoom webinar format, but we want to just go over it quickly with you for anyone who may not be familiar. At the bottom of your screen, you'll see the Q&A feature. And at any point during this evening's conversation, you can put a question in that Q&A box and we will make sure that we get to that. There may be questions that we don't know the answers to this evening, and we will make sure that we record those questions and do our best to get a response back. Also, as part of the webinar feature, you can raise your hand. And when you raise your hand, we'd love for you to turn on your video. We'll promote you to a panelist and bring you up so that you can ask your question live here this evening during our meeting. You can also make comments in the chat throughout the meeting tonight. So I want to take the screen down and give our other folks that are here this evening an opportunity to introduce themselves. We've got a couple of folks in the background who are clicking all the buttons and making sure that this meeting goes as smoothly as possible. And so I would appreciate it if Carmela and Damien, if you could introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carmela Green, and I'm a senior project assistant at Adiza Communications.
Everyone, I'm Damien Pantoja. I'm the outreach coordinator for Adiza Communications.
Thank you so much for joining and helping us make sure we have a smooth meeting tonight. And Amber is with Workforce Solutions. Can you introduce yourself? Give us a little bit of background.
Yes, I'm Amber Warren. I'm with Workforce Solutions Capital Area. I'm the Director of Upskilling and Advancement. So I lead Strategy 4, but tonight I'll be talking to you guys about Strategy 3 for placement. And look forward to having this conversation with you all.
Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to listening to your presentation. And then I know that the folks that are joining us tonight have some great ideas that they want to make sure we know. So we're conducting our third engagement of an 8-part series to collect your feedback on the 4 strategies that are included in the community workforce plan. And Workforce Solutions has created our second iteration of the community workforce plan with the help of the Austin area workforce development, community-based organizations, training providers, and employers. So the purpose of today's meeting is to provide you with additional details on the plan and highlight the third strategy, which is focused on placement. Again, we welcome your questions and your comments regarding the plan, and we're making sure that we take notes that we can share with our colleagues back at Workforce Solutions. So I want to also share with you before Amber goes over the information, that there is a website, and Damien has already put the link to the website in the chat for your use. Thank you for that, Damien. There's a website that's available 24/7, and it includes each of the 4 strategies that are included in the workforce development plan. And each page on that mini website has the 4 different strategies, and there's an opportunity for you also to give comment. So some of us may want to listen to tonight's presentation and then come back and give additional feedback. And you can do that by clicking on the link that's in the chat, or if you've got your phone out, you can scan the QR code and it will take you directly to that website. Thank you, Damien, for making sure that that is accessible to everyone. So I think that we're gonna move to our presentation today. And what Amber didn't tell you is that she, I think you're a native Austinite, Amber, is that correct? And you went to school at the University of Arizona, which is
Originally from Arizona, yes, and I've recently moved.
okay. So I had it
transplanted.
I had it backwards. Okay, perfect. Well, welcome to Texas. No, there's a difference between dry heat, right? Desert heat and humid heat, but it's all hot. But no, we're glad you're here. And Amber has a degree in business administration with a focus on social innovation, and she's currently helping our local companies establish effective talent pipelines through upskilling strategies. But tonight she's pitch hitting related to placement. So we do appreciate you being a team player and helping us to move this agenda item forward related to placement. So you're going to go over the community workforce plan strategy related to placement, and then we will open it up for Q&A. And Nora Comstock, we're glad you're here. Welcome to tonight's conversation, and we can keep the chat active as we go. Amber, it's all yours.
Great. If we go to the placement slides, you can see what this strategy is all about. Ultimately, we're looking to help connect employers with local talent to fill entry and middle skilled jobs. Workforce Solutions, we work to connect local people to local jobs, and through this community workforce plan, we have a number of different strategies to help people get to career readiness. So with placement, we're really looking at that employment factor. We have broken out this strategy into 4 different areas, including competitiveness, connections, local hiring, and hiring practices. I'll be going in through each of these individually. You can also see them on the microsite if you want to review and gain more information there. So looking at 3.1 of competitiveness, this is really to help employers be competitive in the market in terms of outreaching and targeting different individuals to provide earn and learn opportunities. So what earn and learning means is connecting individuals to work experience related to their field of study. So this can be through a number of different ways, including apprenticeships, internships, externships, part-time employment. There's many different ways for earn and learn, and really we're looking to help engage more employers in utilizing these strategies to help fill their open positions and talent pipelines. In addition to that, we're also looking to scale up those opportunities. So a lot of employers already offer earn and learn, including internships and summer jobs. So how do we expand that? How do we provide additional support to build out that capacity? How do we match individuals to what those needs are? This ties very closely to strategy 1 of awareness, of being able to promote in-demand jobs within our region. So working very closely with the businesses that are employing in these areas to build out these opportunities. As an example, we work very closely with Austin Community College, and we identify programs that are in demand for some of the businesses that we're working with. And then we help to make a match to the students once they graduate or even during their coursework to employer and to employment opportunities. The next part of the strategy is connections. So promoting work-based learning activities and earn and learn opportunities to students who have skills and abilities that employers seek. So one of the main factors of this connection component is being able to have an employer-led focus. So we have developed industry sector partnerships that allow us to work specifically with an industry to align skills that are required within that industry, such as healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and skilled trades, to really work on identifying what are the skills required and how do they align to the training that they're being conducted with. The other part of this is partnering with career centers and career counselors to tailor these activities. So Workforce Solutions, we have a number of different career centers and career counselors that work directly with business to help connect them and recruit for their open positions. We also work with a number of different community-based organizations and other associations that help us connect in this way. Additionally, we look to provide opportunities for employers to be involved in training programs. This can include P-TECH or CTE programs when we're looking at high school or middle school levels, as well as development of apprenticeship programs that are employer-led or train to hire models. So in this area, we really look to identify ways that the employer can be more involved in that training component in the curriculum development. So really aligning with what the training providers are issuing, as well as what the employers are looking for. I think a good example of this is looking at providing labor market information so that employers are aware of what different positions, how that competition looks within the region. So we were able to provide support in that capacity as well. From there, we really look into local hiring. So encouraging employers to seek local talent for their entry and middle skill needs. So Austin has a number of different resources and talent pipelines available to companies that they might not be tapping into. So how do we provide them that direct connection to individuals looking for work and skilling up to connect them to employment? We also look to develop platforms so that local candidates can search and facilitate local hiring for entry and middle skilled positions. We oversee the system called Work in Texas, which is provided as a job board that really helps to connect local positions for local candidates.
So Amber, can you explain what middle skill positions are for folks?
Absolutely, yes. So middle skill positions are looking at more than a high school diploma and less than a 4-year degree. So really that middle component of where individuals are able to get some sort of post-secondary education or training that isn't necessarily a bachelor's or degree or higher. I did say middle school jobs, so we look at promoting, or not middle school jobs, but middle school opportunities. So specifically in Texas, when we're looking at middle schoolers identifying their endorsement to connect to their CTE programs or certified technical education programs, We look to provide awareness opportunities in partnership with business so that they can promote different jobs that are growing in the area. So when we look at healthcare, for example, a lot of students typically think of nurse or doctor when we think about the healthcare industry, but there are so many other in-demand jobs such as tech positions or things that fall within those areas. So how do we better connect employers to providing that awareness piece? Thank you for the questions. In addition, with local hiring, we're looking to assist community-based organizations and local students to be more competitive at entry-level and middle-skilled jobs to their local labor market. So we work with them on developing their resumes. We work with them on interviewing skills. We've also worked very closely on creating curriculum in terms of direct opportunities within the job. So case-by-case scenarios that they're learning within their curriculum, and really tying in that employment focused piece to what they're learning in the classroom. The fourth component of this strategy is hiring practices. So engaging interested employers in learning communities around diversity and inclusion and impact hiring. So a lot of companies are really focusing in on these areas, which is fantastic. And we're looking to provide additional support systems to them, whether that be through workforce solutions or connecting them to governmental resources or other community-based organizations that are helping to really diversify the workforce and identify other talent pipelines that they might not be exploring. I know I went through that information very quickly. Placement is one of those areas where we really do need community support in terms of how to better partner with our businesses within the region. How do we align that training component to what the skills are required for the jobs that we're placing individuals in? So I want to thank you guys and see what questions you have that I can help answer.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Amber, for reviewing that information. I guess, and forgive me, Nora Comstock, I was trying to make sure that we were all in the same conversation related to middle school and middle skills, and I misread your comment. So a chat sometimes is worse than text messaging, right? Like there's lots of wires that get crossed. But you do have a question and we want to get to that. So thank you for, no problem. Thank you for your grace. We want to get to that. So the question is, where did it go? It's a really, I think, well, there's a question, comment, a very important activity for middle schoolers to learn about possible careers and work. And we do want to make sure we're tapping our young people early with and expanding their vision and their horizon, right, Amber, what is possible for them. And so Nora's question is, how do you connect with the schools?
Yes, so we connect with the schools primarily through our education outreach specialists. So we have a team that is focused mostly on strategy one of our awareness component. So providing career awareness to students as well as job seekers of what's available specifically in our Austin region. So the education and outreach specialists are originally funded from a grant with the Texas Workforce Commission that allowed us to hire and embed individuals within the middle and high schools to give presentations on what those in-demand jobs are and what that career exploration looks like. So we put on job fairs as well as like presentations. We bring industry speakers to the classroom, which is a great way to connect younger students to these opportunities and help promote post-secondary training and education outside of just four-year degrees. So it provides some additional options there.
All right. Thank you for that question, Nora, and thank you, Amber, for that response. I just want to remind folks that you can raise your hand for us to promote you to a panel, so you can ask your question yourself, or you can continue to provide your comments and questions in the chat. And then we also just posted the registration links and information related to the microsite for each one of the strategies and the upcoming meetings. And so I just want to go over those quickly. So Amber, I think we'll see you again for upskilling, won't we? On Thursday, September 23rd. That's a noontime meeting. And then I don't think we talked about it in our presentation, but I want to make sure that everyone is aware of the higher local, higher opportunities all around September 29th Workforce Summit. That's going to be from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. It's a virtual meeting, and it is where we get to talk about the results of the Workforce Plan 1.0. We're currently in the process of developing Workforce Development Plan 2.0 and engage policymakers and business leaders and employers from throughout the Capital Area region to help inform our workforce development plan. And so we invite you to that session, and I'm hoping that my team is taking my cue and is going to place in the chat the registration for the September 29th event, again, 3 p.m. We definitely welcome your input and your participation in that conversation as well. And I saw that Ms. Comstock had her hand raised, and we're happy to promote you to a panelist. There she is. I see you. Actually, I don't have control. So can we add her to highlight her on the screen? And then Ms. Comstock, your mic is open and you can ask your question.
Great. I'm not sure I've got this right. I mean, I know I've got it right, but I may not use the right words and so on. I heard that AISD and possibly other schools were eliminating counselors from working with possibly dual credit, excuse me, that's my phone, dual credit, helping with, see, this is where I'm not sure what I'm asking, but it was either dual credit or in some way the individuals that coordinate, and I think it was dual credit specifically, they were eliminated in that position. You know, given the budgets today, and who knows what money anybody's got. I swear, I don't know how they keep up with it, because it's up and down and delete this and add this. And so I wonder if you can clarify for me if indeed that is something that is happening, because if it is, I see an opportunity for what Workforce Solutions is doing in possibly assisting the schools with this challenge.
Thank you for your question. I'm uncertain in regards to the dual credit and what is or isn't happening with reduction of that. That's something that we can look into. I know with our career and education outreach specialists, they also target and prioritize schools that have underutilized or services that aren't available. So some of the alternative schools, we work very closely with them because they don't always have the resources available to provide one-on-one career assistance. So we do look to fill those gaps in that sense. So if dual credit is being reduced with our school districts, then providing this career awareness and opportunities for post-secondary training and employment opportunities is probably more important than it was. And that's work that we're going to continue.
Okay. Yeah, Amber, I encourage you to do that because I'm fairly sure it's happening. And I don't know if it's just dual credit. It's probably all the PTACs and all the academies, and it's probably the whole spectrum, so that it becomes even more critical for there to be a connection with the resources that you have and what the school is possibly losing as a result of the budget. So thank you very much for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So I want to see if there are any additional comments or questions. I'm checking the chat now. And if anyone has their hand raised. And thank you, Amber, for popping in the chat for everyone the September 29th event. Can I share my screen, or is that, Carmela, can you pull that up and share your screen? 'Cause I'd love for folks to know
Sure.
what that event is about and how they can register, because we really do want our community leaders and business leaders in that room as well. So as you're doing that, I'm checking the chat again. Oh, there it is. So hire local, hire all around. This is a virtual event. This is an event that Workforce Solutions produces on an annual basis. And so we ask that you go to that link and you register to join other community leaders to talk about our regional response during the pandemic and how you can help prepare Austin for the future. Here are some of our speakers, and it's going to be a fun event. I know that we're all zoomed out, but we're going to have a lot of interesting conversations. There will be a panel that includes our chamber, labor leadership, regional, potentially manufacturing and tech and healthcare and small business to talk about the challenges that are happening right now in our workforce. And so we encourage you to join the event virtually. I promise you it will be fun and interesting. And also we need you there because we need your insights. So that's on September 29th. Nora, I see your comment about the speakers are that are listed. That's not the same as the panel. The panelists just got confirmed, I think, earlier today. And Laura Huffman from the Chamber is leading that panel discussion. And there's another woman business owner that's on that panel. If you'll scroll up so we can see what Nora's referring to. The pictures. So what we have in terms of speakers, Judge Andy Brown and Mayor Steve Adler are the honorary chairs of the Capital Area Workforce Solutions. And so that's why they're listed there. And then Chairman Brian Daniels, who's appointed by the governor, as you know, is the Texas Workforce Commission chairman, and Aaron Dimerson represents this region. So they will be participating, but you raise a good point. We need to make sure that we're including the panel now that we have them confirmed so that folks know the breadth of the folks who are participating. All right. So I don't see any other comments or questions in the chat. Wait, there's one more that just popped up. I always note, thank you, and we appreciate you for that, absolutely. We want to keep that idea and practice of diversity and inclusion top of mind when we're talking about moving the entire region forward. And so those voices are necessary and important. All right. So I thank you for your participation tonight. And I also just want to remind you, oh, I see a hand raised. All right, Marcia, you can tell me how to pronounce your name, because I know that I did not get that right earlier. We're going to promote you to panelists, and then you can turn on your mic and your camera and you can ask your question.
All right, let me go ahead and take my camera off. Okay, can everybody see me?
Not yet, but I'm sure
Okay.
it's coming. Did we promote her to a panelist? All right. All right, there we go.
Can y'all see me now?
Yes, we can.
All right, guys. Hi, my name is Marcia Anavitarti Jordan. I am with the Texas Workforce Commission. I am with the Civil Rights Division. And the reason why I popped in this evening, the wonderful ladies did an excellent job. I commend y'all. I am in the division that handles the civil rights. We're kind of known, but we're not known. And I wanted everybody to know that we are here. We are the state agency, pretty much like the state agency for the EEOC and HUD. So unfortunately, you know, people do file charges of discrimination, but that's not the only reason why we're here. We do outreach and education in regards to if you have questions, you need training, in regards to civil rights, discrimination training, or if you have questions about what do we need to do, how do we handle COVID, how do we handle vaccines, anything of that nature, housing discriminations, we are here, we're available. Please feel free to call us. We're not here just to handle discrimination cases, but to answer any and all questions. Also, to be a resource and direct you in regards to the Workforce Solutions Centers. I handle mediations, employment and housing discrimination cases. One of my big things is when people say, I can't find a job, my first thing out of my mouth is, did you check Workforce Solutions Centers? Did you go there? They're great people. They help you with resumes, interviewing. They have job fairs. Did you check this inky dinky little Rudy Booty website, Work in Texas? They have over 500,000 jobs posted. Check there. Great resource. And I try to promote y'all jobs available to, here they are. Here's a lot of jobs, resources, and everything else because they're there. They're a great resource. They will help you out. They're available. Very friendly individuals. Utilize them. Employers utilize them. When they have job fairs, sign up for them. Great resource to get your name out there and to attract potential employees. So I'm here to go, we're here, and our executive director now, his initiative is to be customer service oriented all the way around, not just one agency, not the Workforce Solutions Center, but all the way around. So I am promoting my ladies and out there going, hey, you're there, let me promote you, let me help you out. Let me tell people when they say, I can't find a job, no, you're not looking. Y'all are not looking.
We love that. We love that. And we love the fact that you are doing the work that you're doing. And it's really important for our community to understand that
Right.
The civil rights practice is about helping to build capacity
Yes.
in the understanding of civil rights, as well as deal with complaints and issues of discrimination. So
Right.
thank you for highlighting that for us. And thank you for being a proponent, a booster of Workforce Solutions. We appreciate that. Yes, there are a lot of resources that Workforce Solutions provides our community, and we want everyone talking about that and sharing about that. And we also love the focus on customer service.
Yes,
Quite
definitely.
honestly, that's what we're here to do in public sector, is serve others. And so that is the spirit in which we enter into this work. So thank you so much. And thank you for allowing me to understand how to pronounce your name, because I didn't do it right earlier. Thank you for giving me the tutorial. I really appreciate you. Thank you for making sure we're aware. And if you want to put your contact information in the chat, anyone who might be interested in knowing more and reaching out, in your website, we would appreciate it.
Right. And especially employers, because we're a resource, and ask us questions, be proactive. Oh, hey, look, how do we handle this situation? How do we handle difficult conversations? What do we do? We're here to help you navigate the crazy. And as of March 2020, we walked into what I described a pea soup fog on a tightrope.
We're going to have to
we don't know where we're going.
Other folks who are wanting to ask questions, and so we want to get to them, but we definitely appreciate you being here this evening. All right. Thank you, Marcia. All right. And I saw that someone else had their hand raised, and they've already been promoted. So Allison, that is amazing. Thank you for joining us. And we're going to ask you to turn on your camera.
Okay, let's see if I can get that.
And then you can ask.
I just walked in. Where am I at? I was in the car and trying to get it all together.
Absolutely. You did it. You made it. You're here with us. Welcome.
Yeah, just in that. Somewhat of a question, somewhat of a suggestion. So we work with younger people, so they would be new to the workforce. And so a lot of times with employers, when we're looking at all these amazing opportunities on Work in Texas and Indeed or anywhere that we're looking, the criteria and the requirements are so, big and so vast that there's little room for entry-level employers for our young people who are entering the workforce. And I'm talking, when I say young people, call them 18 to 24s, the 16 to 24s. So maybe working with employers to understand that that's a robust workforce that is looking for work and looking for their way in, and to maybe create some of those positions and also kind of consider what their requirements are when they're putting up those job applications.
Thank you for that comment. Amber, did you want to respond?
Yeah,
to-
definitely.
Okay.
Hi, Allison. Great to see you.
Hi, Amber.
Absolutely. I mean, that is one of the big things we're looking to improve upon when we think about placement, when we think about connecting individuals to employment, and with the earn and learn or work-based learning opportunities, we're hoping to be able to provide individuals hands-on learning at an earlier point of time. So if they are youth, if they're young adults, how do we connect them to employment related to their field of study? And how do we find employers willing to take on those students, either part-time or as internships? Because we really see that hands-on learning component be a big factor to individuals getting employment opportunities. And from there, they can use that as an onboarding experience and hire them full-time once they complete whatever training they're going through. So really it can be a benefit on both the employer and the individual side. It also goes into promoting awareness for young people to seek out job opportunities that are going to be career advancing. So they might not be able to get to that middle or upper level position right away, but looking at entry level jobs that match what they're looking to do. So when we're thinking about construction, they might be going in through an apprenticeship of plumbing. And apprenticeships might be a bad example because that provides career advancement opportunities. But at a young age, how can they start doing things with their hands, being laborers of some sort, to really build up their resume in the area that they're looking to advance in their career. I know personally, I started as an intern, just alphabetizing paperwork for a nonprofit organization. And from there, I was able to advance and move up into operating our programs and moving up to where I am now. So thinking about how do we connect individuals to their career goals at a younger age is really important. And we're working closely with employers on how to do that. And it is kind of a culture shift, but you're absolutely right, Allison.
And
Yes,
Allison,
and I thank you for y'all's work. Y'all are amazing.
Thank you, Allison. And Jessica said, great point, Allison. Employers have the opportunity to reach earlier into the funnel so that they have the experience specific to the employer's unique needs, going into long-term planning and future development here. But yes, totally agree, Allison. And then there's a question. From Marcia, doesn't Tesla have a program with Del Valley, ACC, and Houston Tilliston? Don't these other tech companies have programs like that? Amber, you want to jump in on that answer?
Yes, I don't have all the details on Tesla, but it is one of the big growing hot topics. Del Valley is partnering closely with them, and so is Austin Community College and Houston Tilliston, which is fantastic to see employers looking towards education and training providers at an earlier start to help build out that talent pipeline. So we're hoping to be able to use examples like that as proof of study for other companies to adopt and take on those same types of models. For larger companies, sometimes it's easier because they have funding available for that. For smaller companies, it can be more of a challenge, but Workforce Solutions, we like to look at how we can leverage some of our funding and opportunities and employer services to support them in creating these talent pipelines more accessible to others.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Allison, for that question, and Marcia as well. So I don't see any more comments or hands raised, but you guys are fast and I look away and there's a hand raised or someone here. So I just want to give you all just a moment to see if you have any last comments or questions that you want to share with us tonight. This has been a really engaging conversation around placement. And it's really important because that's where the opportunity meets the person, right? And so how do we improve as a region to make sure that there are robust programs and ways of looking at placement for our low-income workers is what we're focused on in the Workforce Development Plan 2.0. So with that, Amber, you have been great. We really do appreciate you joining tonight, and we're excited to see you next week as we talk about upskilling. And thank you to our participants, our attendees this evening. We really do appreciate you helping us to understand what's important to you related to placement and help provide some additional ideas and insights that we can incorporate into the workforce development plan. I would ask you to tell all your friends what we're doing here, because we really want to emphasize that this is the community's plan and that the community is going to help shape this plan and also help implement it. Workforce Solutions is there as a catalyst and a resource and a support for the system, but it really takes all of us. And so that's something that we really want to make sure that everyone understands. Your time is valuable and important to us. Your insights are critical to our success, and we are so grateful that you joined us this evening. And we hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening and a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.